Ryan Osborne here with Denver 7. Today we're talking with Julie Peterson and Johnny Barber about something really interesting at the History of Colorado Museum, an exhibit about the history of Colfax Avenue. It's something we all know here in Denver, but today we're going to try to learn a little bit more about what makes that street, that marquee street in Denver, so unique.
We decided to focus on the history of Colfax Avenue from 1926, when it was designated as US Highway 40, to 1966, so about 40 years. And in the mid-60s was really when the I-70 development kind of detoured traffic and all of the tourism away from Colfax Avenue.
Johnny, what made that era so special or unique to you? Those 40 years when it was the main thoroughfare through Denver before the I-70 development. What made that era so unique and interesting?
I just think it was fascinating at one time. Like if somebody asked you directions and they said, how do I get to San Francisco? You could just say, go to Colfax and take a left. And then it ended up at the boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey on the eastern seaboard too. Schuyler Colfax, who Colfax Avenue is named after, his grandfather, William, rode with General George Washington to the Cornwallis's surrender at Yorktown on Braddock's Road, which later became part of Highway 40. So it's pretty amazing to think that, our first president rode down, the same road that runs in front of Casa Bonita.
Well, one of the things I think that was most exciting to see in Johnny's collection was all of the menus from restaurants all across Denver and into Lakewood and Aurora, which is really kind of what we focus on in the exhibit. One of the most fun things was looking at some of those menus and seeing cocktails for 50 cents and full meals for $2.25. And we've actually recreated one of the meals from the Apple Tree Shanty, which was one of the popular restaurants on the street in the exhibit.
What was kind of lost from that era when it was in its heyday?
It really shows you how things have changed. I heard maybe a 20-something on Colfax the other day comment, that they saw a tourist on Colfax, and they said, I can't believe, there was a tourist on Colfax. And it just shows, because the older generation that not only remembers the thriving tourist culture, but they also remember when there were streetcar trolleys still running down Colfax. The Aladdin Theater, the Taj Mahal of Denver that used to be there by Pete's Kitchen on Colfax. Today it's a Walgreens, but there was also a lot of this roadside kitsch and the roadside attractions that you would expect from like Route 66 or something like that. Like, for example, there used to be an alligator-wrestling pond out on East Colfax. Kids 5 and under free, bring the kids, the gators are hungry.
When people visit this exhibit at the History of Colorado, what do you want them to take away from it? What do you think they will take away from it?
Well, I hope visitors who come see this exhibition at History Colorado both have a sense of traveling back in time, and for those Denverites who might remember some of the restaurants and hotels and motels featured there, have great memories of those places. But we also really wanted it to be a way for a younger generation who, like Johnny said, are surprised that Colfax has this rich history. So really, I hope people kind of see a different side of Colfax Avenue.